Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Pablito's Way again. I'm Pablito. We're going to be doing our very first live stream on Sunday, June 10th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The topic is going to be about life hacks. We want to hear your best life hack tip, and if we pick yours as the best tip, then you'll win a $50 Amazon gift card. So be sure to add your tip to the comments section along with the hashtag livestream. So see you guys on Sunday, June 10th at 7 p.m.
Strangest foods you would actually want to try. Number 10. Fried brain sandwich. Everything just tastes better deep fried. It's just a fact of life, and it's true even for pig and calf brains. Apparently, if you fry up some brain and put it on some bread, it makes for a great sandwich. Once a popular dish in St. Louis, Missouri in the 1880s when German immigrants settled in and wasted no part of their cattle, fried brain sandwiches have become an obscure food found mostly in mom and pop stores across the Ohio Valley. Add the fear of mad cow disease into the mix, and you have even less interest. In fact, most of the places that still serve up fried brain sandwich tend to use pig brains. Regarding mad cow disease, the FDA has mandated that cow brains cannot be served from cows older than 30 months. Assuming that rule is followed and all the other cooking and cleaning precautions are taken, it's safe to eat cow brains. What do you guys think? Would you try cow brains? Let us know in the comments section and do us a big favor and hit that like button. Number 9. Chapulines. What do you think of when we say cricket? Is it Jiminy Cricket? Is it the cell phone provider Cricket? Or maybe you thought of an actual cricket, the one that chirps at night when you're trying to sleep. What probably didn't immediately come to your mind was the cricket that's a tasty little snack. But maybe, just maybe, we can help change that perception. Back in April of 2017, the Seattle Mariners made an interesting decision. They decided to add crickets to their concession stands. Patrons at Safeco Field can now buy a plate of insects seasoned with chili and lime. This dish is done by a Mexican restaurant named Paquitos, who sells this snack known as chapulines. It's a popular snack in Mexico, and Seattle fans like it as well. The snack was so popular, it sold out the first 3 Mariners home games when it was introduced. More than 18,000 grasshoppers were consumed over the first 3 home games back in April 2017. Moving forward, the Mariners decided to cap their grasshopper orders at 312 each game, a tribute to Edgar Martinez, the longtime Seattle designated hitter who had a career batting average of 312. Crickets could be one of the insects that become popular widespread in the future. As the world population grows, the demand for traditional proteins such as beef and chicken grows as well. But these types of protein come at a hefty cost to the environment. Farming crickets could be a viable way to meet the demand for protein at a smaller environmental cost. Crickets in a bag at the grocery store in the future? Who knows? Number 8. Haggis. A pudding that contains sheep innards that by all accounts tastes awesome? Yeah, we're a bit skeptical too. This Scottish dish contains the heart, liver, and lungs of a sheep. Toss in some minced onion, salt, and some other spices, and you have a dish that the people of Scotland apparently love. In fact, it's the national dish. This is a dish that dates back to at least the 1400s, and an early recipe was found dating back to the 1600s. Aside from that, there aren't too many facts that can tell the origins of the dish. One such theory is that long ago, Scottish women would prepare food for their cattle herder husbands. They'd gather whatever they had around the kitchen and package them in a sheep's stomach for convenience for their husbands' long cattle herding journeys. In modern times, haggis can be found all over Scotland. Haggis can be prepared in a variety of ways, such as deep fried in fast food restaurants, as a burger, or even as a pizza topping. Count us in for giving this dish a shot. Number 7. Escamoles. This Mexican delicacy seems bizarre in every way fathomable. If you thought that a dish partially comprised of giant eggs from a black ant could never be a thing, well, it is. The ant that the eggs come from is known for its relatively large size and aggressive nature. Collecting their eggs is a little bit complicated. These ants make underground nests that are essentially branched networks of carton-like material made of agglomerate soil and oral secretions from the ants. The entire nest resembles something like Swiss cheese. Whoever is in charge of collecting the eggs has to deal with digging up the eggs and dealing with a bunch of ants with a powerful bite. As far as the dish itself goes, it's made with a chili sauce, garlic, guacamole, lemon, salt, and chopped onion. It's sort of like a dip, where you can scoop it up with tortilla chips along with some salsa. Some people add some grasshoppers to the mix as well. It's supposedly quite tasty, and it's nutritious as it's a great source of protein, healthy fats, and vitamins. Next time you're in Mexico and want to eat something exotic, tasty, and healthy, this just might be the dish for you. Number 6, Rocky Mountain Oysters. Yeah, it's easy to understand not wanting to eat bull testicles, but bull testicles, otherwise known as Rocky Mountain Oysters, in addition to many other names, are actually really good. It's most often fried in flour and seasoned with salt and pepper when it's served in the States, but it can come in other variations as well throughout the world. It can be found as easily as at baseball games such as Coors Field, where the Colorado Rockies play. There are even festivals dedicated to eating testicles, such as the Rocky Mountain Oyster Fry in Virginia City, Nevada. And of course, some people consider eating bull testicles an aphrodisiac. The idea was originally conceived by the Western ranchers who needed an inexpensive way to get some protein. Since they didn't want to waste any part of the cattle, someone figured, hey, why not the balls as well? As is often the case, it's a mixture of necessity and ingenuity that led to a new invention. It turns out bull testicles do provide a lot of protein and nutrition. So, if you ever get a chance to have some Rocky Mountain oysters, we highly recommend trying some. Number 5, chicken butt. It's never a good idea to waste meat. And we know that there are a lot of chickens being served up out there, so there's a lot of these chicken butts floating around. The most popular way to serve a chicken butt is on skewers, much like yakitori, the Japanese style of skewered chicken. Plenty of people and cultures consider the chicken butt to be a delicacy. In parts of Africa, Asia, and Oceania, it's a rather popular cut of meat. In Taiwan, grilled or deep-fried chicken butts served on skewers are an especially popular item at the famous night markets all over the island. It's essentially a lot like eating a piece of extra fatty chicken deep-fried. Don't worry, if you ever have a chance to try it, it doesn't have any actual butt flavor. Number 4, alpaca. In recent years, Peruvian restaurants have been serving up alpaca meat to its customers, and the reviews are pretty good. Alpacas are generally prized for their wool, but now they're also raised for their meat in Peru. Their meat was usually considered a low-grade form of protein that's inferior to beef, chicken, pork, and fish, but now some of the top chefs in Peru have changed their minds about alpaca, and some chefs brand alpaca as the Peruvian Kobe. In the past, alpaca meat was thought of as a tough meat with a bad smell. However, with the right quality of alpaca, the right seasoning, and the right cooking method, alpaca meat can be extremely tender and tasty. Supposedly, alpaca meat has the flavor and texture of lean pork. Well, there's only one way to find out. Number 3, deep-fried strawberry. We've already established that anything deep-fried tastes good. But deep-fried strawberries? Probably. Seriously though, what isn't good deep-fried? As it turns out, deep-fried strawberries are a pretty hot item. Basically, you take strawberries, dip them in a bowl of flour, put them in a batter, and deep fry away. Once they're crispy, they're ready. The LA Times reports that fried strawberries are a huge hit at the annual California Strawberry Festival. So not only do we now know that there's a strawberry festival in California, but that they also have deep-fried strawberries there. Have any of you guys tried this yet? We can only imagine it to be chewy and sweet on the inside and crispy and salty on the outside. Basically, we're saying we'd love it. Number 2, deep-fried guinea pig. More than a few years now, more and more Americans are eating guinea pigs by deep-frying them. Coast to coast in the U.S., deep-fried guinea pigs are appearing on South American restaurant menus. Known as cuy in Spanish, guinea pigs offer more than just the experience of eating something interesting. Activists claim doing so is good for the environment. Their reasoning? Well, in South America, and all over the world for that matter, ranchers are having to clear more and more land for their cattle to graze. Smaller rodents, such as guinea pigs, don't require the same amount of land as cattle. Not only can you deep fry guinea pig, but you can roast and grill it as well. As foodies have reported, it depends on how it's prepared. Some say it tastes similar to chicken wings. If you decided to prepare it yourself, just be careful not to freak out your neighbors. In 2015, an Ecuadorian man in New York had the cops called on him when he roasted some guinea pigs for breakfast in a park. Would you guys be willing to eat a guinea pig? Let us know in the comments. Number 1. Stinky Tofu. In a perfect world, the food we eat would both smell and taste good. So the fact that Stinky Tofu is extremely popular is interesting. Stinky Tofu is tofu that's fermented in such a way that it smells pretty much like poo. Stinky Tofu is considered by some people to be the unofficial night market food of Taiwan. The smell has been described like that of a horse stable. Smelly feet, rotten stench, and garbage, just to name a few descriptions. Allegedly, the worse it smells, the better it tastes. It's one of those foods that's a hate or love. Who knows which end of the spectrum you'll be on if you try it out. According to folklore, it was accidentally discovered by a failed scholar during the Qing dynasty. Relying on selling tofu to make a living after he failed the imperial examination, this guy put his unsold tofu in a bunch of jars. A few days later, he opened the jars only to discover that the tofu had turned green and gone bad. He decided to cook up the tofu and eat it anyway, and he found the tofu to be surprisingly tasty. He started selling them at his store, and the rest, as they say, is history. Here's what's next.
That's right, a human toe in your drink. The sour toe cocktail was born from a drunken sailor, obviously. He found a frostbitten toe in a jar of moonshine and concluded that there needed to be a drink with a toe in it. Canadians seemingly can't argue with that logic, so you can find this cocktail in Dawson City in Yukon, Canada.